Class. My name is Chris. I'm the fitness professional down here in Houston, Texas. Before we get started, if you take a look at your screen, you'll see that we do have that Murph challenge and training. So the challenge is coming up at the end of the month. We typically do it on Memorial Day, and it's named in honor of Navy SEAL Michael P. Murphy, and it's 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and you can choose to do that over the course of a week. The last week of May, or you can do it all in one setting, which is pretty tough, but it's a good challenge and it's super doable. And we're also offering lots of modifications there so we can all get it done together. So for more information on that, go ahead, slide over to that program, US Fitness Center Slack page, and then continue to look at that. And please join us. And then to deal with all that stress of working out, the 22nd, we'll be having a breath and stress webinar put on by Brooke and Kimber to help you kind of unwind, relax, and kind of learn the effects of breathing, the effects breathing has on our bodies. There you go. I was getting tongue twisted there for a second. All right. Let me stop presenting. Let's get this thing rolling. As usual, I'm going to be just in my socks, not super necessary. We are going to be down on our hands and knees a lot today, or lying down, so not a super big deal just to be in your socks. I just like to let my feet wiggle around while I can. Okay. So first, we're going to start with a nice and quadruped position or a tabletop position. All right. So knees below the hips and hands below the shoulders. And we're going to get into a cat cow, really just getting warmed up a little bit, flexing and stretching that spine. So we're going to drop the belly down to the floor, chin up towards the sky in that cow position. Hold for a moment, and we're going to switch to the cat position. Where you tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, shoot that spine up towards the sky, nice rounded back. And we're going to hold each for a few seconds, and we're just going to go back and forth, all right? Don't worry, I'll cue you when to switch, all right? So let's get into that cow position in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Pushing those hips out, belly down to the floor, chin up. I like to think of, I'm trying to scrunch the floor between my knees and my hands here to get this in. So round it up, tuck that tailbone, tuck that chin. And I like to do the opposite here. I like to try to stretch the ground between my knees and hands here. So I'm pushing away with my knees and hands, really pushing that spine up to the sky there. That's cow. Back to cow. One more time each. And to cat. Keep holding, keep holding. Okay. Now you can relax. We're gonna stay on our knees here. We're gonna transition out of a quadruped position. I'm actually gonna pull this hat off. The thing is about Texas, it starts getting really hot in May, so it's warm everywhere. Okay, so we're gonna get into a child's pose here. So I'm gonna widen my knees just a little bit so I can set my hips back. And I'm gonna set my hips back, and I'm gonna reach out as far as I can, tuck my chin, reach out as far as I can, really stretching out that back. Hang out here for a moment. Make sure those hips are down back and you're reaching as far in front of you as you can. Okay, from this position, we're going to stay in a child's pose. and we're gonna flex laterally, all right? So I'm gonna keep my hands fully extended out as far as I can, and I'm gonna slowly walk them to the left here as far as I can, still staying extended, really stretching out the right side of that body here. There we go, walk it back center and out to the right now. Walk back center. If your hands are fairly close together, like mine are, placing on top of each other, let's widen that just a little bit to about shoulder width, maybe slightly wider. And we're going to shoot from this position forward, squaring ourselves with our hands, driving those hips down, chin up, really getting a nice extension in the back here. If that's a little too much, you can drop down to the forearms here and shoot those hips down to the floor and slowly, slowly work your way up into that full arms locked out position. All right, shoot those hips back into child's pose. Nice deep breath. Ease back into that cobra position. Okay. Ooh, and release. You can shake out those arms a little bit if they got a little tired there. Mine started shaking a little bit. We're going to get into some hip mobility here. All right. So we're going to stay in a quadruped position. All right. So if I'm on all fours, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open my hip up. I'm just swinging my leg laterally. All right. So I'm here all the way up, all the way back down, nice and controlled. I'm not flailing about. All right. So nice and controlled up. Hold for a second. Nice and controlled back down. All right. So we're going to be here for about 30 seconds. All right. Just on the right side here. If you find yourself getting off balance, take a second to restabilize yourself, then get right back to moving, right? 10 more seconds here. Last one. Okay, reposition yourself. I'm going to go ahead and angle myself to where you can see exactly what my leg is doing. I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. Now, I just did the right. I'm going to do the left, all right? So again, we're going to be here for about 30 seconds, and let's go. Nice and controlled. About 10 more seconds. Remember, if you find yourself unstable, rebound yourself and get into the next one, all right? Last one here. Okay, so we're gonna stay in this quadruped position here on all fours, and we're still gonna be working on the hips. We're gonna turn it up a little bit, okay? So instead of just a lateral move, we're gonna make a nice big circle, all right? So I'm gonna drive my knee forward just a bit, swing it laterally, and then kick it out. Once I get my knee up here to as far up as I can get it, kick it back and drive it back through, okay? So what I wanna do here is we're gonna be about 20 seconds. I'm gonna do as many reps as I can in 20 seconds, quality reps, rear circles, and then forward circles. 20 seconds each. We're going to transition to the other side. All right, y'all? 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Forward, kick it out, kick it back, and repeat. and reverse those circles. Again, find yourself getting unstable. Take a second to restabilize. Keep it moving. 10 more seconds. All right, we're gonna transition after this rep to the other side, right? So we're gonna start with the rear circles and then the fore circles, okay? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Here we go, keep it breathing. Not the most comfortable thing in the world. We should be working a little bit here. Okay, and reverse those circles. You may find yourself a little more mobile than the other. I'm definitely experiencing that. Struggling on my left side. That's what we're working here. Last rep. Ooh. Okay, give your hips a little bit of a break. Shake those arms out. We're gonna get into a kneeling position, all right? So what we're gonna do here is I'm going to have my left knee down below my hip. My right foot is up. Foot slightly ahead of the knee here, not too much, all right? And then we're gonna go ahead and lunge forward, pushing those hips down towards that front heel. Once we get into a nice good lunge here, you feel a little bit of a stretch, we're gonna add a rotation towards that front leg, all right? So I'm gonna rotate towards that front leg. I'm gonna focus on here while rotating towards this front leg. And it just made me think of this because I can see myself in the camera. Trying to keep that back toe tucked, right? So it might be a little more difficult with that foot flat. I find it a little easier with that toe tucked. I find it provides a little more stability. And plus, one of the moves we're going to flow into here in a moment, you're going to want that toe tucked. All right, release. Keep those hips down and forward here, and we're going to add an overhead reach. All right, so my right leg is forward, my left arm is going up and over, reaching to my right. All right, so I get a nice lateral flexion for that whole left side of the body here. Okay, release. Now, this is why you want the back toe tucked. We're going to shift our weight back onto that back foot and hit those hamstrings and calf here, all right? So I'm gonna walk my hands down my leg. If I can get to my foot, I'm gonna pull my toes towards me, really, really stretching that calf and hamstring. Okay, release. Go ahead, switch sides here. We're gonna drop that right knee down, pick that left knee up. Again, remember, whatever's most comfortable for you, I just prefer my back toe tuck, all right? So foot slightly ahead of that knee, this knee planted below this hip, push those hips down and forward once you get yourself in a good position. Once you feel that slight stretch here, add that rotation towards that front leg. Keep those hips down and forward. Keep that body rotated. We're gonna release that rotation, keeping those hips down and forward. Add the overhead reach. Remember, left leg forward, right hand going up and over here. And when I flex to the side, I'm not trying to lean forward and flex. I'm not trying to hyperextend and flex. I'm trying to keep my body fully upright, and I'm just flexing to the side here. Hips down and forward. Ah, okay, release. Shift that weight back. Oh, don't fall like I almost did. Shift that weight back onto that back leg. And if you can get to those toes, get there. I tend to hold a lot of tension on my left side, so if you hear me struggling on this side, I am. Okay, and release. We're gonna go ahead and drop down to a lying position, okay? So we hit a lot of hips, legs, a little bit of back. We're gonna go back to the back here, and then we're gonna work our way to the shoulders before I let you get on out here, all right? So a little bit of mix of back and shoulders here. We're gonna lie flat on our backs here. We're still in frame. Yes, I am. Perfect. Okay, so lie flat on our backs. I'm gonna start by rolling over to my left side, all right? So I'm kicking my left arm out here, picking my right leg up, leaving my left leg down, and just rolling it over here. Woo. What I like to do at this point is with that left hand, grab the back of that leg if you can, right behind the knee, or if you need to come up a little bit higher. And hold here for a few seconds. Let that back open up a little bit. I'm trying to keep my shoulders flat to the mat while my hips are rotated to the left. Right now, what we're going to do is, if you know what a record player is, we're going to treat our arm like that little arm on the record player. We're going to bring it down. Thumb is the needle coming to the ground. And we're going to draw a halo around our head here. Reaching back as far as we can. It might be a little uncomfortable. I don't want to push into pain, all right? Pause for a second at the end and bring it back. Oh, there you go. One more time. And not to knock my headphone, my headset off as I do this. Okay, there we go. And you can release. We're going to go back to lying flat on our back. Oof. Excuse my dad noises here. Okay, lying flat again. We're going to swing that left leg over now, or the other leg that you just didn't do. Swing it over, try to keep those shoulders pinned to the floor. Ooh, yes, I hold a lot more tightness on this side. And pull on that leg with the opposite hand if you can. Trying to get a nice little release in my glute and my low back here. These things tend to get tight as we're in a desk all day. Then we get up and we start moving around and we're stiff. Okay, let's add that record player arm here and make the halo. Back. And one more time. And bring it back. Ah, okay. Oof. All right. Last but not least, that was a little mix of shoulders and back here. We're going to move all the way up to the shoulders, really give the shoulders some love here. I know they get tight working at the desk all day, all right? So we're going to be laying on our bellies in a prone position. Oof. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out directly above my head here. My palms are facing down. I'm slowly going to extend them laterally here. So I'm going to sweep them, keep my arms straight, sweep them down by my side. As my arms get closer to my legs here, naturally my arms are rotating. So my hands are going to go palms up. And then I'm going to bring them up to my low back here, like I'm trying to itch my back. When I'm here, I'm going to try to squeeze my shoulder blades together. Hold for a second, and then release and bring it back. All right? Got a couple reps here. Let's finish strong. Open up those shoulders and chest here. Let's get nice and controlled. When the palms get to the low back, palms up. Get yourself situated. If you have a little more room for flexibility here, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Really think about driving your elbows up towards the ceiling. And release. And then start to let it drop back up towards north of your head. And hold here. Stay still, let those lats stretch out, that upper musculature in the back. And then we got one more here. Sweep those hands down. Nice and controlled. Palms up, behind your back. If you got the room for flexibility, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Drive those elbows up. And release. Release all the way. Bring your hands down. And pop up off your mat. That's all I got for us today for mobility. Thank y'all for joining me. I know I needed it, so thank you for coming to class today. I'll be moving better for the rest of the day for sure. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Chris. Feel better now.
Hey, thank you.